So on my next two uploads, unboxing the stereo for my Corvette and installing that stereo in my Corvette, I dug out my DSLR camera, Canon SL2, and I charged up all three batteries and thought I was ready to go. And through these videos, I've learned a lot on video production. My lighting was horrible, so I went and I bought me a studio light. You'll see that at the end of the installation video. And I learned that two of my batteries are just junk. My Canon battery went dead, and I didn't catch it quick, so there's going to be some pieces missing of the installation. When I noticed that it was dead, I switched to a different battery that was fully charged, and it went dead in no time. And then the third one went dead in no time, and I was aggravated, so I just kept going with the install. I wanted to get my carpet back together and not wait around on batteries. I did finally get them charged up, and I tried to record some there towards the end, but I didn't have good ability to position the camera as well as I would have wanted to. I tried to do separate angles, one with my DSLR, one with my phone, and people kept texting my phone, and that was a horrible nightmare. So I ordered new batteries. Like I said, I got that light. My memory card got full on me, and I didn't catch it in time. So I switched it over to a new memory card to finish out the video. So there's going to be pieces missing, and I'm going to put it together the best I can, and I hope you guys still enjoy it. This has been a learning experience, and I know what I need to order, what I need to do, how I need to set things up. So hopefully my videos will start getting better as I go. Thank you. Hey, welcome back. We've got a lot to go over today, so let's just dive right in. So today I'm finally going to be unboxing my Kenwood DMX9707S. We'll look at the stuff that's in the box, we'll look at what this radio can do, and then get a reaction of what I think. I'll hook it up to my 12-volt converter, get it powered up here on the desk, and we'll go from there. So in the box, looks like we're going to have two USB cables, one for Android and one for iPhone. Set them aside. Screws and assorted mounting hardware. I'll zoom you guys in a little bit. Maybe you can see a little better. Microphone. A GPS antenna. From what I gather, this doesn't really work for the navigation. It just helps with your cell phone and devices, but it doesn't actually help with navigation. Looks like you got your wiring harness, faceplate. I don't know if I'm going to be using that or not. Warranty card, removal tools, and your guidebook.
Here we have the unit itself. So there's the front. It's not very deep radio. It doesn't have a CD drive in it or anything. There's the back. So it looks like we have the two USB cables. Like I was saying earlier, one's for Android and one's for Apple iPhone. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Over here, you have a connector for data link. This would be for Sirius XM. Your main power connector goes here. You have an AV input right here. This is a feature for a dash cam that's sold by Kenwood. I'm trying to get my hands on one of them and install it and do a review for you guys. But right now, it's almost impossible to find this. Right here, you've got your GPS antenna, which is this. Here, you've got 4-volt audio outputs for your rear, your front, and your subwoofer. Right here you have AV out for audio. You have your vehicle antenna. And then right here you've got one for third view camera. So it'd be like a side camera or an additional rear camera. You've got an input for your dash cam. A video output for another monitor, and your rear view camera. And we'll be using this one in this install for the camera on the back of the car for backing up into parking spaces and tight spots. All in all, I like it. It's got a decent amount of weight to it, but it's not over the top. It's not crazy. It does have a nice fan in the back. Construction looks really nice. So we'll go ahead and set this aside. It looks like you do have the hard keys, volume up and down, home, menu. I can't really tell what these are. This one's a camera, physical camera button. And they feel really nice. They have a really nice click to them. They feel, you don't have to put a whole lot of pressure into them, but they're not super easy either. So they're actually pretty nice. So we'll set that aside. The camera I'm going to be using, I did open this box already. I pulled the wiring out of the box to make a wiring harness. I'll show you that here in just a little bit. But inside you would have a yellow video cable to carry the signal from the camera to the back of the head unit. You would have a power source that would connect the camera to power. This is just a screw to mount the camera to the back of the car. And you've got two rubber pieces here. One of them has 3M adhesive on the back. It's to help with sealing the camera to your bumper or whatever object you're attaching it to. And the other one looks like some sort of an adapter. If you needed a little bit more angle on your camera, you would be able to use that adapter for that. So that's really nice to have. Plastic trim tool. I don't know if I'll be using that or not, but it is nice that they put those in the box. A lot of companies are doing that now. You got little connectors. These have got 3M adhesive on the back of them for wire management. I'll probably be using them, but these little quick connectors here, power quick connectors, I won't be using them. I'll be doing solder and heat shrink. I want this to be a more permanent. And I've also got some other little connectors, weather sealable connectors that I'll be using. I'll show you those in a moment too. So we'll go ahead and put that back in the box. You do have a little card here, user manual, and it shows you how to do your install. And right here is the camera itself. Now on Amazon, can't really see it on this one. Let's see if I can fix the zoom. On Amazon, this camera looks like it's made out of plastic, but it is not. It's an actual metal. It's a really nice construction. It's got quite a bit of weight to it. And then you've got this little plug right here. It's just one little connector. On the main wiring harness, there's the female end of this, and they just plug in together, and that'll give you your power, your ground, your turn on. And it's got these two little wires sticking out here. One of them is your guidelines. If you cut the wire, the guidelines go away. And I can't recall what the other one does. I'll look into it and I'll let you know. Maybe I'll put it on the description on the screen. But like I was saying, it's got a lot of weight to it. It seems to be really nice. Nice construction. I can't wait to get it on the car, see how the video quality is. So that's pretty much it on the main stuff. Now we'll get into the wiring. So we've got two USBs. And I don't want to have a cable just flopping around inside of the car. So I bought these. It's got a USB on one side, and then the female on the other side. It goes into your cigarette lighter. And I can't get this camera to focus. So that's gonna be nice. Like I said, I got two of these. I'm gonna be putting one in the front of the car for my phone connectivity and charging, and the other one is going to be used in my center console, and I'm going to have a thumb drive plugged into it for music. Here are the connectors that I was talking about that I was going to be using. So these, you have a female and you have a male. And I'm going to use this camera up here too. A female and a male. And when you get it wired up, I'm going to be using them behind the dash and behind the bumper where the camera is going to be. So if I ever have to replace the camera or remove the head unit, I don't have to cut wires or anything of that nature. I can simply just plug it in. It's nice and solid. These sides will be soldered into the wiring harnesses. So if I ever have to remove something, I just pull it apart. And it does have a nice rubber boot here for weather sealing. The main wiring harness. Now I put these together. This one is the quick connector for the backup camera. So this end right here will connect to the camera, and I labeled everything so if something were to ever happen to me, or if I got rid of the car, the next person that had this car, it should be really easy for them to figure out what's going on and what goes to what. So this goes to that little plug on the camera. Then this will plug into the harness that I'm going to install for the power to turn the camera on and off. I am going to configure this so that when I'm driving down the road, I can hit the button on the front of the head unit that says cam. Yeah, cam. And I could turn that camera on manually and see what's going on behind me. Or if I put the car in reverse, the camera will automatically switch the stereo over to camera view, so I don't have to do that manually. This wiring harness right here, it's just a single lead, and it's got a female connector on both ends. What this is going to be for is illumination. So in the C5 Corvette, there is no illumination wire for the head unit, so that at nighttime when you turn your lights on, the radio automatically dims for you. It doesn't have that feature, so I'll be installing that. And then the main harness, this is got a lot going on. This is very busy looking. So let me get this twist tie off of here so I can show it to the other camera that appears to be doing a little bit better than this DSLR. I can't keep it in focus. So what's going on with this, it's a long set of cables that's in wire loom, and what I ended up getting was NVX wiring. These are RCA cables, 6-channel RCAs. And what they're set up for is front, right and left channel. And then you've got your rear, right and left channel, and your subwoofers, right and left channel. So you've got a total of 6 RCAs, but it's all in just one strand instead of having to run 3 sets and taking up a lot of room and it being hectic. I decided to go this route. The wire is very heavy gauged, very thick, flexible. NVX is great about making their cables flexible. Here I have a female connector. This is for the rear camera. And that will just, let me go that other wire. They'll just plug in together and it's done. I don't have to worry about doing tight joints, solder connections and things when this harness is actually in the car. I can just plug it in. I've got a remote wire. In here I've got my video lead, and this is the trigger wire that tells the stereo to switch over to the camera view when you put the car in reverse. And these are on both ends. So both ends look identical. So I am waiting on my dash kit to come in, and then hopefully I'll be able to get this stuff in the car. For now I'm going to turn the cameras off. I'm going to get all of this stuff plugged in, do some testing, make sure everything works the way it's supposed to, and then I'll come back on and I'll show you how everything works. Well, finally got my last piece of the puzzle in. This is the dash kit, the center bezel for installing this. The car comes with a 1.5 DIN center console in it. So in order to put this radio in, I had to buy one that was double DIN. I'll have to move my air conditioning system down and relocate it, and then put this in, put the head unit in, and hopefully this is undamaged and should be ready to go. If so, we'll be getting this stereo in very soon. So this is sitting in my chair, so I can't keep it level. Oh, I need to buy me a big table one of these days. So it looks like they shoved a bunch of cardboard and paper in here. Zero tolerance policy. I don't know what that's about, but we don't care. And this is a Metra kit. All the reviews I've done online, this seems to be one of the better kits. It comes with a plastic piece that helps you with relocating your AC controls. you just put it in place, and then it has pre-drilled holes to show you where you need to drill your new holes. And then it's got two plastic pieces that go on each side of the radio to hold the radio in the dash. So that's really nice. And there's a few screws in here that I can use for, I don't know if those are either for mounting the side ears to the stereo, or if those are meant for relocating the AC unit. But we'll check that out. And the main piece. Wow, that feels like rubber, like plastic on the back, but it has some sort of like a rubber coating on the front of it. Let's get this box out of the way. Man, that is nice. Yeah, that's some sort of a rubber coating. If it's not, it sure feels like it. It's almost got a give to it when you kind of push on it a little bit. Not much, but it's there. And when I run my thumbnail, I don't want to do it and scratch it, but if I just lightly rub my thumbnail across it, it feels like rubber. So a little tray. This is where that USB adapter that I've got will go, right here in the cigarette lighter port. I might have to bore that out a little bit. It looks a little bit small. Yeah, it's definitely small. Manual transmission, so my gear shifters here. The traction control system will sit right here. This is where my climate control system will go, and then the head unit. Here is the ignition for the car, and right here is a inside temperature sensor for the automatic climate. And again, this isn't heavy, but it's got good weight to it. It makes it feel like it's high quality. The bottom, you can see where it's been machined. It's a little more re-supported here. The tray and the cup holder looks like they could be unscrewed and taken out if you needed to, or if you needed to make some adjustments or changes, you could definitely do that. This is a really nice kit. I'm really happy with that. Cup holders in the Corvette are just garbage. They're useless. So I will be more than likely putting a mount in here, and I will either screw it in place, or I'll find a way of fabricating it to where it stays in place, and that will be where my holder sits, so I can just stick my phone in, because there's really nowhere to put a phone, especially a big one like an Android or an iPhone. So that's great. Well, I'm gonna turn the cameras off. Like I said before, I'm gonna get all this hooked up on the desk, make sure it works, plug it into my converter, test everything out, and then I'll get back with you and show you guys. Okay, so I've got everything hooked up to my power converter, and now let me show you what I've got going on here. So I've got my ground hooked up to ground, and right here I bypassed the emergency brake switch. It's like a safety feature. I got this from 5-star the audio installation YouTube channel. I forgot exactly what they're called, 5-star. I want to give them credit. They're the ones that showed me how to do this. And then the yellow wire is your constant, the red wire is your accessory. It's what turns the head unit on and off. And I've also got my reverse camera plugged into the same power. And all I should have to do, sorry about this is my first time doing these kind of videos, I'll get better, is when I'm ready to switch it into reverse on the test bench here, I will just touch this to 12-volt power, and it should trick the system into thinking that I put the car into reverse, and it should work. So I'm going to set this one camera down, I'm going to focus on this other camera and show you what the display does. Okay, so if I switch my 12-volt power converter on, the head unit should light up. Yeah, it does. Let me turn this light off so we can see a little better. Okay. So the main setup. So we want to go into language, American English. That looks good. Clock, I'll go ahead and set it, but I'll lose the memory when I unplug it here in a little bit. GPS sync, well, that's cool. I'll just go ahead and leave that alone for now. Display, viewing angle, I'll leave that alone. Let's check it out actually. So it doesn't actually move the head unit. If you notice, if you hit it, it just changes the color. That way it makes it look like the screen is slightly angled. So we'll leave that at 0 for now. Key color. Let's go through multiple. That's camera. We'll go to camera assignment settings, rear view cameras, rear, front, third AVN. So that looks like it's set up right. Rear camera interruption is turned on. Rear camera message always display. Clear after 5 seconds. Parking guidelines are turned on for the moment. Guidelines setup, we'll skip that for now. Demo, we want to turn that off and we'll finish. Okay, so here's the main menu. So I should be able to hit the camera button. Yes. So you see the camera does work. That is awesome. Awesome. And then we will go to the home. If I touch this, if I can get it over there, it should automatically kick on. And it does. Uh-oh. Looks like everything should be working. We can bypass this. Backup camera works. So that works as expected. I do see that I've got 2 sets of guidelines though, so I'm gonna have to turn one set off. Okay. Alright. Stand by and I'll be back with you. You got your radio, your Bluetooth, your USB, your navigation. So you can switch to USB. And I do have, I'm gonna have to open the door and you're gonna hear the bells again. So I've got a USB right here if I need to charge my phone or plug my phone in for any reason. And then I've got another one back here right there. I know it's dark in here, I apologize. That one's got my flash drive, my USB in it, so it's always in here out of the way. And this one's always available for just quick plugging in. But your radio, and you've got your presets over here and your manual select, and then you can hold the button down for just a couple of seconds if you want to program a certain station.
your Bluetooth. I'm not going to use it at the moment because I'm using my phone and it'll probably stop my recording again. Then you've got your USB and your play, pause, forward and backward skip, folder selection. Up here you can do, zoom in a little bit more, your repeat of all songs, your folder shuffle to the right of it. It does show you the battery life on your phone and the current time. And then right here you've got your navigation, and I'm going to select it and it might stop the video. If it does, I'll just start the recording again. It takes a second because I haven't connected the phone, so it's going to try to connect. It takes a little bit longer just because of that, but if you've already got it connected, it's pretty fast. Turn the volume up. Stop the music. I'm having a brain fart, hang on. There we go. So you got your navigation. It does have Google, so you can... What time is it in Germany?
Something went wrong. Please try again.
What time is it in Germany?
The time in Germany is 6:50 p.m. By the way, next time you can also press and hold the mic button on your steering wheel to ask me anything.
So I really like this radio. It doesn't have a CD player, anything like that, but I didn't want it. I don't ever use CDs anymore. I don't think really anybody does. You can go into your main settings, and here you've got wireless mirroring, USB mirroring, Sirius XM, iPod, Android Auto, AVN, audio controls, and there's a lot of settings in here. So each one you can go into and have its own little selection of things that you want to do. You can set up your speaker sizes and where they're located in your car, so it changes the EQ. All of these are completely programmable. Listening positions, I have the rear section turned off because I'm in a Corvette and you don't have rear seats, so it kind of pushes everything up to the front. Zone control, sound effects, audio memory. So this radio is really something else. Anyway, you can go to the next page. Standby. I don't have any of these features hooked up. That's why they're grayed out. But vehicle information, satellite radio, media player, Bluetooth streaming. I do have that, but it's not connected at the moment. Radar detector, which I don't have hooked up. You can do gauges. I forgot what the kit's called. Maestro. You can hook up and you can get all these features. Climate controls, which this car didn't have the feature for. Your radio, Bluetooth, USB. Parking assist. And I do have the rear camera. So there's the rear camera. You can turn it on manually when you're driving down the road to see what's going on behind you. Or if you put it in reverse, it automatically switches and then it gives you the guidelines. I don't have the guidelines set up properly yet because I've only been sitting in the car. So when I get it outside the first time and everything's open behind me, I'll get those guidelines set up better. And then you put it in neutral or first gear and it automatically goes back to the last screen that you were on. So all in all, I'm really happy with this kit. The stereo, I think everything turned out great. And I'll go ahead and cut the video here. It's already going to be a long video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll try to answer them the best that I can. And if you guys have any thoughts as to what I can do to make my videos better, easier for you to watch, more engaging, less boring, please let me know in the comments section below. All of this is a learning curve for me. I don't have anything scripted, so I'm constantly trying to think up what I want to say next. But if you have any thoughts as to what I can do to make things better, I'm all ears. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I'll try to get some more videos out to you as soon as I can. I've got a lot of things that are coming up. Have a good day.